You're watching a special edition of Bloomberg Tech Asia live at CES 2026 here in Las Vegas. Welcome, I'm Shery.
And I'm Annabelle Droulers, and welcome to a very special episode of Bloomberg Tech, because it's the first time that our Asia team's even ever been to CES, and what a venue for us as well to anchor together for the first time.
I know, the first place that we do it, I mean, it has to be Bloomberg Television, where it's not Tokyo, it's not Hong Kong, it's Las Vegas of all places, and what a perfect time to be here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to really, you can't overstate just how big this event is. I think we're talking about maybe more than 4,000 exhibitors, more than 140,000 different attendees as well. It's just a huge amount of space in this venue, and it really just shows how many customers and companies are here as well.
And it can be a bit overwhelming when you step in because you have so many people and so many different crowds. But what's really interesting, I was here 3 years ago, and the focus was really very much on artificial intelligence. What's changed this time around, perhaps, is, I said, convergence of the physical and the digital. So robotics, a huge theme in 2026.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking as I was walking along earlier through the different stalls, is that you really have to have some element of embodied AI, and that is so key to all the different companies that we're seeing here today. Of course, it's a very big consumer focus, and you're seeing not just sort of the announcements that we got from Jensen Huang, for instance, or Lisa Su around their new chip updates, but there's also just sort of the wacky technologies as well that have really stood out to me. I think there's karaoke machines right behind us. You're probably going to hear them in this half an hour. There's robot massage machines, robot friends. What did you see?
Did you get on that helicopter that we have behind us? I think it's a helicopter. It looks like a flying vehicle of sorts.
Yes, exactly. It's a special motorbike with two wheels in the front, one at the back, but it's an eVTOL.
Yeah.
Actually, I got into it, and there was no door, so I was thinking, okay, maybe that's for the next iteration. Put a door into it.
That's really interesting, because really the last few years at CES we've had some sort of flying cars, and the thing is, it's not about only the recent innovations that will make it to market. It's sometimes concept designs that will never see the light of day. But what we are really watching also is perhaps some of the concerns around the tech industry, because we have seen the shortage of memory chips and how that could lead to price hikes, right? Not only in AI-related devices. I already spoke to Samsung, who they say they're hiking prices as we speak. So a lot to discuss in this edition.
Actually, on that point, exactly. I spoke with Lenovo's CTO yesterday, for instance, and they're a company that's actually been stockpiling their memory chips, just given that looming shortage. But we do need to talk as well about the flavor of Asia here today as well, because of course that's why we've come the whole way from Tokyo, from Hong Kong, is just the amount of Asian companies that are here. And I think out of those more than 4,000 attendees, around 50% are from our region.
China, Japan, South Korea really dominating CES, and we have seen these Korean startups, for example, taking the bulk of the Eureka Park that's really focused on those startups and recent innovations as well.
Yeah, and I think it makes sense. I think just specifically from the Chinese side, for instance, you're talking about maybe around 1 in 4 different companies here are from mainland China, and it makes sense because these are companies that are very competitive in their home territories. They need to look to those markets abroad.
Yeah, so we'll continue to discuss all of these changes when it comes to CES, and perhaps a little bit of the change in strategy as well, because we have seen some of those past exhibitors not coming to CES this year. For example, 3 years ago, I spoke to Honda Motor here. They're not here, but they have sent Sony Honda Mobility, for example, that have released their latest EV model. So there's a lot of subtle trends and changes, but something that's really concrete at the moment is the embodied physical AI and the importance of robotics this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And just on that topic, we can talk about the Chinese firm Deep Robotics. Of course, it's one of a group of up-and-coming AI startups that's based in Hangzhou. Dubbed, of course, we've been speaking a lot about this, but the 6 little dragons. This is one of those. But the company specializes in embodied AI and also develops the likes of robot dogs and humanoids. And they're 1 year into an expansion in the North American market. So joining us now is the Deep Robotics America's director, Eric Wang. So Eric, it's great to speak with you again, because of course you last joined us on Bloomberg Television at WAIC in Shanghai last year. Yeah. How is that expansion going for you so far? Because as you said...
So good. Actually, brilliant. Yeah.
That sums it up really nicely. So far, so good.
Yeah. So far, very good. Yeah. U.S. market is very big, and our U.S. customers are not only rich but professional. They know what's the right robot for them. So although it's only 1 year time, we expand very well. We have so many customer, not only traditional manufacturer, but also high-tech company, very big high-tech. They are all working with us.
Eric, we need to talk about what's actually just come into our mini studio here in the last
Don't
moment.
be scared. It's a very
It's not scary.
It's
It's
a very friendly
cute.
robot. It's called
Look at
M20
that.
Pro.
Okay.
It's a very unique wheel robot. It can patrol for 20 to 20 kilometers
This
per
is the
second.
one that's in the U.S. market.
Yeah, it's already in U.S. market for half a year. Many U.S. customers use our robot for package delivery, for fast food delivery, for patrol and inspection, and for firefighting. Yeah.
What's the advantage of a robot over, say, a bipedal, for instance? Because this is, as you said, one of the biggest robots that you have here now.
Yeah, this robot is a unique wheel robot. Although in the market you can see many robots with wheel, but only this robot can patrol for 2.5 hours without charging. It can auto-navigate, auto-charge, and it can swiftly move around, even zigzag. I can climb up even the Cybertruck or Tesla and drop down very swiftly. Yeah.
That's always the issue, right, with these robots, whether they're quadrupeds or humanoid robots, is like the energy efficiency, not to mention the field reliability. So how do you overcome those obstacles, and what's next?
Oh, yeah. For our wheel robots, the key factor is both on the key factor, including both the software and hardware. For hardware, the actuator is very important. We design and manufacture our own actuator, make the robot very robust, patrol and inspection for very long duration without shutting down, abruptly stop, or any other issue. Yeah.
What's the demand been like for this one so far? Can you share some details exactly on? You're saying it's going very well in North America, but exactly how well is it going?
Yeah. Since this robot is launched in June or July of last year, we already sold around 100 pieces this M20 Pro in U.S. market for package delivery, for research and development, and for many more industries. Because in U.S. market, people are very not enough manpower. So the return on investment on our robots is very significant. Normally in U.S., 1 year, one labor, the total cost maybe for even 8 hours package delivery, the whole year will be $100,000 US. But our robot is only half of the price. So by using our M20 Pro wheel robot, each year the customer can get 200% of return on investment. So,
are there any concerns from your customers that you're a Chinese company?
Not really, because actually we are AI helper, AI assistant for local customer. Our robot is the open platform, which means our software, hardware are both open to third party to integrate. Our customer can add on a lot of value. We don't keep any data. All the data are in the hand of US customer. So we are actually grow up together with our US customer. We are very transparent on everything about our robot. Yeah.
What about on the price front as well? Because a lot of your customers or your partnerships, it's B2B. Obviously, we've seen big price cuts for robot companies that are more B2C. But are you getting any sort of requests to reduce?
Actually, there's one key, very important difference between our quadruped robot and other companies. We are actually focused on business-to-business market, which means 90% of our customers are actually enterprise. So they use our robot for real applications, for real productivity improvement, not for entertainment, not for research and education only. Yeah.
So this is the M20 Pro. You also have the X30 that works at power grid companies as well.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the enterprise uses that you can see, not only here in the US, but across the world as well.
Oh yeah. X30 is another classical robot of us. It's not a wheel robot, but leg robot. It has 4 legs, but it's much more bigger and can load much higher load. They can load 40 kilogram for 2 hours patrolling. It's used not only in US but also in many other countries. Like last year, we deployed our X30 robot in in Singapore market for underground tunnel. The robot every day the robot need to patrol 6 kilometers for 1 to 2 hours every day. After 1 year of application, the robot still can patrol the inside the tunnel very well. So yeah.
I want to talk to you. Go ahead.
Humanoid robots in a small scale. That's what you're also looking into, and because that's also another advantage, right? Not all specific purpose robots and all different ones, but just a humanoid. Why not just go in that direction?
Actually, humanoid robots. The key advantage of human is we have dexterity. Yeah. So for humanoid robots, the future will be for use in factory, for assembly, for in home to do homework. But nowadays, human robot is just at the beginning stage. It's only used for research, education, in factory, in university. But for quadruped robot, it's already very valuable for real production improvement, no matter for package delivery, for patrol inspection, and for many other applications. In thousands of years, all human beings use horse, use donkey to load heavy loads. But today we can use a quadruped robot to replace the horsepower, human power to do package delivery, to do patrol inspection, and etc. Yeah.
I want to ask then, just to get some specifics, because we've got one last question with you. What is the proportion of sales that you think the North America will make up for the total sales of deep robotics for this coming year? And what's your projection as well on the sales growth that you're expecting?
I don't know the overall sales data of deep robotics, but what I can see is that in U.S. market, we can at least double our revenue in 2026, at least. Yeah, because in U.S. market, the customer know which robot is the right one for them. They are professional. They have enough money, and they have enough talent to fulfill the application on the base of our robot. We have the robot. They have the computing power. Together, we can grow up steadily in U.S. market. Yeah, we are quite optimistic about our 2026 U.S. market.
Eric Wang, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to bringing M20 Pro. You were welcome to our show as well. Director for Americas at Deep Robotics here at CES in Las Vegas. And coming up next, we have plenty for you because we hear exclusively from Samsung Electronics President and Chief Marketing Officer Wongjin Lee as well about plans for more personalized AI-driven experiences across its product portfolio. This is Bloomberg Tech Asia live from CES Las Vegas.
Bullish analysts and investors are eyeing record profits for Samsung this year. That's after a stock rally that's added $350 billion in market value since the start of last year.
And Samsung's new products here at CES Las Vegas have generated fresh buzz. I spoke with the company president and chief marketing officer, Wongjin Lee, about their outlook, of course, with this continued optimism surrounding AI.
So this year, our exhibition is themed Your Companion to AI Living, right? So, when others are calling this AI home, we really wanted to go a step up and call this AI Living. Because with the breadth of products that we have, we are with you in a very unique way and continuous way throughout the day. So by understanding your needs, your behavior, whether it's from your mobile phones or TVs and fridges and washing machines and whatnot, right? We can really personalize the whole AI experience.
Does that translate into new purchases by new customers, or are you trying to increase the lifetime value of your existing customers?
It's a little bit of both, right? If you ask anyone whether AI is important for your products now and for the future, I think you're going to get a very consistent answer that it is important, right? But I think right now you need to future-proof your product more so than ever because of the speed at which AI is developing. I've been in the industry long enough to see how technology has transformed our lives. When we went from analog to digital, to the internet, to the mobile internet, and so forth. Based on what I have witnessed over the years, I think the speed at which we're seeing AI is advancing is nothing like I've seen in the past, right? Because not only the technology itself is evolving fast, but adoption rate is also moving at a very, very fast pace.
When it comes to the evolution of the technology itself, of course, HBM4 chips will be crucial, and we have heard from Samsung CEO Chun Young-hyun talking about how customers think Samsung is back because of this new product. How much does that improve the outlook for every other part of Samsung's business that you oversee, appliances, TVs, smartphones, because that was such a dark cloud hanging over Samsung?
Right. Well, I think in 2026, there's going to be issues around semiconductor supplies, right? And it's going to affect everyone, not just Samsung. I think it's an industry-wide reality that we're going to see some supply issues with semiconductors, right? So that will certainly have an impact on all the connected devices that we make with the memories and so forth. But I think we're in a better place than most of other constituents in the industry just because of the scale of the business that we run on a global basis.
What will the strategy be if you need to implement those price hikes?
Well, I think, and again, this is going to affect us the same way, right? When memory prices go up, it's going to have an impact on the price of products, right? So I don't think we're immune to those issues.
When are we going to see that transfer?
Prices are going up, even as we speak. So, obviously we don't want to convey that burden to the consumers, but we're going to be at a point where we have to actually consider repricing our products.
And you were saying that this affects everyone in the industry.
Everyone.
What's your competitive edge now, for example, in segments like televisions? Because I know that, for example, Samsung's frame has been very popular, right? You have artwork in the home as TVs. You've seen a wave of clones from other TV makers. This year you have LG, for example. How do you stay ahead?
Well, competition is nothing new to Samsung, right? We've been the number one TV maker for 20 years running. So, we've had various types of competition over the years. Well, this time around, we're seeing a lot of cheap TVs coming to the market, right? A 75-inch costs, a 75-inch TV costs far less than what it used to cost, right? But I think we look at the competition in a slightly different way. I think you just mentioned our frame TV, right? It's not just about watching TV, right? It brings another angle to your viewing experience at home, right? You get to enjoy the artwork, right? In addition to watching Netflix and Amazon and whatnot. I think that's really another angle that we've been pursuing. Well, this time around, as our exhibition indicates, your companion to AI living, right? So we're really trying to elevate our competitive landscape from competing in TV space, competing in mobile or home appliances. The combined experience of a Samsung portfolio of products, right, really gives you a differentiated experience versus something that is offered by another competitor as a single item or a single category of products.
So as we're seeing now these price hikes come through, not only in Samsung, but also, of course, among other device makers, what's your demand outlook for the year, especially given that companies like Samsung as well have suffered from tariffs last year?
I'm a member of our digital experience division, where we make end products like mobile phones, TVs, and home appliances. These are industries that are expecting to see a modest growth. So, But I think just looking at our outlook of the business, I think we're going to be able to outpace the market.
How will it compare to last year, especially given that it's a challenging base? You saw a lot of people preempting purchases because of the tariffs.
I think we're going to be doing okay. Yeah, I think we're more optimistic about the outlook of 2026 than what we have experienced last year.
In what devices and sectors?
Yes.
In which sectors?
Mobile phones. I mean, I think with the emergence of AI, I think people are looking at upgrading their products. Be able to leverage the new technologies that are embedded into our products.
When it comes to the price hikes, how difficult is it for you to market to customers?
I can't say it will not have an impact, but obviously we're trying not to pass that burden to the customers as much as we can.
Samsung President and Chief Marketing Officer Wang Jinli there.
Yeah, we're going to have more of our special edition of Bloomberg Tech Asia live at CES 2026 here in Las Vegas. Just ahead, this is Bloomberg.
You've been watching our special edition of Bloomberg Tech Asia here live from Las Vegas CES, where we've been surrounded by Asian firms, China, Japan, South Korean firms really dominating the event this year.
Yeah, I think there's been some breakdowns on this, and it's around 51% this year that are coming from the Asian region, 1 in 4 roughly from China alone. So it really just speaks to significance. But I think just looking ahead to tech trends that we expect in 2026, actually our Bloomberg Intelligence team had a really interesting report out on this, and they're looking at innovations across frontier space, quantum computing, humanoids, innovative health. I mean, there's a lot of different areas where Asia really moves ahead. But this is what we were talking about earlier. And actually, I had a look at the technical name for this is a reverse trike. But the 2 wheels in the front, the 1 in the back, but it's an eVTOL, of course.
I love how you have these flying concept car designs every year here at CES for the past 3 years or so, and really taking us to the latest innovation and what we can expect. But a lot of them also perhaps might not see the light of day as well, right? Concept designs, but of course, really an exciting 2026 here in Vegas.
Yeah, you're just leaving you here with a look at those top tech themes. Of course, Chinese IPOs, that's one really standing out to us. We've already had, for instance, Beer and the Chip Maker. We've got ZAI. We've got Minimax coming up this week. So there's a lot of different focus points for investors here.
Yeah. That's it for our special edition of Bloomberg Tech Asia live at CES 2026 here in Las Vegas. We have plenty more to come this year. This is Bloomberg.